One of the toughest things as an agent, one of the toughest concepts to kind of grasp that I've seen in my experience, being at Bobby Brock Insurance now for 3 years, is grasping all these different enrollment periods. And at first, it seems like a lot. It was almost like a fire hydrant of information that you're getting. And some of newer agents out there, maybe you're going to the Medicare world for the first time and you're trying to learn all this stuff. It's just an overflow of information. Medicare has a ton of moving parts. And if you're confused, the good news is you know more than all the clients that you're going to talk to, And so imagine how they feel really for just a moment. But really, these enrollment periods, there's just so many of them, and there's so many time frames that you run into. Like open enrollment has a 12-month window, which is 6 months before someone turns 65, and the 6 months after that 6 months. And then you have IEP, which is a 7th month window, which is 3 months before turning 65, the month of turning 65, and 3 months after. It's just a bunch of numbers, and it's a bunch of things to learn. And at first, it's almost overwhelming, and it feels like a task to learn all these things. And I remember maybe my second or third week working here, I was talking to Justin, and I was like, "Look, man, I don't know that I can do this. There's so much information, and so many moving parts. How do you keep up with it?" He said, "Look, man, just keep listening to it, keep training on it, keep reading about it and learning it, and you'll get it." And one thing he said to me that's become true is he said, eventually you'll get to the point, not only do you understand this information, but you'll be able to use it as a sales tactic as well. And so that's been very true for me. And let me explain what I mean. Now that I understand these enrollments, I have I wouldn't say mastered, but I would definitely say I've learned how to use the enrollment periods to create urgency with Medicare beneficiaries and clients who walk through. First of all, when a client comes in and you know all these enrollment periods and how they work, all of a sudden you're the smartest dude they've ever talked to. And they're going to think you're the Medicare savior, and they're going to immediately think, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. We do seminars where we buy clients or beneficiaries dinner, and we talk about plans, and we talk about Medicare. And the thing that always stands out to me is when I start talking about enrollment periods, they perk up and they listen, and there's this look of like, oh, he knows what he's talking about, because there's all these different ways that I can go to Medicare and when I can go to Medicare, and he knows them. And so it's a great tool to kind of show what you know and to stand out from other agents. Not only that, you can create urgency, like I mentioned earlier. You can create urgency by getting them to see that they have to make a decision in a timely manner, right? And they have to trust somebody to do that in a timely manner, and someone who understands these things. I'm going to say probably 80% of the time, if a client or a beneficiary goes and talks to Billy Bob down the road who's selling Medicare, he doesn't understand these enrollment periods, and he's not going to create the urgency that they need to make a decision. And that's really up to us. It's really our duty as agents to say, hey, there are enrollment periods, and there are times that you have to enroll into this, and it's our duty to have the due diligence to learn them and to know how to use them. Because we don't want to be messing people up. And so when you learn that skill, you should use it. You should use that as an advantage to sell things. And so I all the time talk about the 7-month window that we have with Medicare. And I always present it as, hey, look, we have a 7th-month window to get this done, so why not go ahead and get it done now? We're in the beginning of it. You don't trust the government completely. I don't trust the government completely to handle things fastly. Let's just do it now. Let's get this done and taken care of. And that creates urgency in them, a healthy urgency, not a pressured urgency to say, you know what, I do need to go ahead and take care of this. And it's the truth. No one's lying. There are time periods. And so it's definitely a way, there's definitely a way to learn this stuff, to have as valuable information, but also use as a great sales technique, a great sales tactic. Remember, the best sales tactic you can have in the Medicare world is knowledge and education. Just teaching beneficiaries how Medicare works. Because the only thing they lack is the confidence in who you are. When I talk to people in other states, they can go to any Medicare agency down the road from them. I'm not selling a plan to them. They know what Plan Gs are most of the time. What I'm selling is that Jackson Taylor is the smartest Medicare agent they've ever talked to, and Bobby Brock Insurance is going to take care of them tenfold, whatever Medicare agency they have does. And so I use these Medicare enrollment periods to sell and to educate so that my clients trust me and trust us, and you should be doing the same.